What up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, low baggers? Happy Tuesday morning, March 3rd to all of you. Thank you for joining me here, coming to you live from Parkdale, Toronto. Shout out to all the cappers in the chat. Dan Kelly in the house. The first name I see in the chat. Wow. New York Knicks money line from our Dan Kelly. Enormous shout out to Dan Kelly. We have no graphic to award you the Vegas Gun Award for Excellence in Capping, but it is Dan Kelly's on this very Tuesday, March 3rd. Dan Kelly wins the award. The Vegas Gun Award for Excellence in Capping. New York Knicks money line. Unbelievable from our Dan Kelly. Shout out to Mark Unkefer. We got Danny Menlo. Backdoor cover in this bitch. Mitch Bruner. Daryl Rice has jumped on Clippers early. This line can't wait. Huge card we have in front of us today. We got 10 NHL games, 8 NBA games, a big showdown in OKC. Clippers, Thunder. I have not pulled the trigger on that move. Because I can't fade a team that's coming off in a 50-point embarrassment, the worst loss in franchise history. But Daryl Rice, spectacular call on Utah Jazz first half. I wish I had have ran with you on that. I stayed away from the Bucks. I stayed away from the Mavs and still had a rough day. Very, very, very upsetting. All right. Paulie C in the house. We got Matt Randall ready to go. Edward Solano. Paulie C says the Red Wings first period push felt like a win. Wings outshot 14-4, but 1-1 on the scoreboard. We'll take it. It was a really nice spot to fade the Avalanche, and they still took care of business. 2-1. They're playing playoff hockey. I'm very interested to see how the Avalanche move forward. Cobra Sports 609 in the house. Nuke Worker says day 2 of a new era ready to go. Love it. Alec Holligan in the house. We got Joe Anisi, Ron Crawford, Chris Brown, Walla Dose. 1 for the money. Ron Lofton, Ron Crawford, Oops, Squad Cap, Damien McCorson, Robbie Tagaloa, the Samoan Thunder in the house. Brooklyn Funk Project. We got Repulate Gaming, Carlos Perosian, his Cheesy Balls, Bob Barube, Barry McCockiner, Joe, Rich, Ramirez, Viper, NB, Deer, Slayer, Ski, Primetime DJS, Ill Wise, great call with Grambling last night. I wish I had have joined you with Grambling last night. Great work. Melvin Patansis in the house. We got Chris Brown, Walla Dose, Daryl Lyles, Schnizzle, Heart and Hand, Sammy B, Raps minus 3.5, bounce back spot, Sammy B. Great job at the poker game last night. I went very quickly from about 780. Zilch, man. Fucking zilch. Dan Kelly told me to knock on wood. I don't believe in that shit. No more wood knocking for me. Sammy B, impressive work at the poker table. When I left, and I left pretty late, when I left, you were eating. And I imagine that you kept it up. Raps minus 3.5, bounce back spot. We have the Suns number. We're going to break that game down. I don't need to look at the clock, but we have 18 games focusing on NHL, NBA, and then we're going to come back on the late show, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, to hammer this NCAA basketball card. There's Jackie Treehorn. Chris Martinez says, open the window, Jimmy. Nah, man, I'm too close to the school. There's Patrick Toby says, Islanders are a lock. Cove Coleon, Shadow. What a group here. Look at our guy, Ski Profit. All you guys out west that are waking up for this, it's 8 a.m. for you guys. Respect to you. You make me feel better when I wake up at the crack of dawn because I know that my West Coast homies are waking up too. We got Kevin Pine, Nilo in the house, Mr. Ghoster, Mike Ayala, Ike Johnson, Bobby Arms. Bobby Arms, I just followed you on Twitter. Respect. Alex Ramirez. What a group, man. All right, we got a lot of work to do. We got a huge card. There's Repulate Gaming. Wises, hope you were wise enough to tail play today. Grambling minus 16.5 cash easily. It did. There's a Sweaty Butcher. There's Nelson, Baez, Mata, ready to get that cash. Silver Malco, George Wood, David Chamilio. What a group. All right, Jason Fritz. What a group. Okay, Adam Lastman, Rye Cape, Dan Krug, Poker Addicted 79. There's our guy, Piker. Talking about that Thunder look. I have made no bets. I want to talk everything out. There's a Sweaty Butcher. Says Butcher's Prime Cuts 2-0. Butcher's Prime Cuts play of the day cashing. There's King Weasel. There's Paco Healy. Prince of the City. Series business. All right. Garrett Kerr. All right, let's get to work, fellas. Joseph Gomez in the house. Yog Buddha. Mike, give me appreciation for pronouncing. You're trying to pronounce your last name. That's something I want to do here. All right. I'm going to be saying your guys' names over and over again. I don't want to pronounce it wrong. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, let me know. Dan Kelly said it is psychological. You said how good you were doing now in the back of your brain. You're a little bit overconfident. Let up on your grind. Don't do it. No, God. And now I have what? Monday night game. I have 6 days to fucking stew over it. All right, there's Richard Lee in the house. Dog Bry. Miguel Vega in the house. All right. Let's get to work. All right. Let's get to work right now. Let's get to work right now. All right. We talked about our core tenets yesterday. Simply put, joy, excellence, honesty, laughter. Let's get after it. Pushed in NHL, 0-2 in NBA. Those totals went against me. 0-2 in college basketball. You know, we had a nice big crowd. And I'm angry about what happened yesterday. And we need to be sharp. We need to get that money. We need to get that money right now. Let's get after it. We're going to start with NHL. We have 10 NHL games. 8 NBA games. NHL was a push yesterday. There's Slugger Cards for Life in the house. Thank you for joining us. Mark Unkefer coming in with the first play of the day. All right, the plays of the day are going to start rolling in. Mark Unkefer on Stephen F. Austin. We got SFA in the house. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. Copy and paste that right now. We are in business. All right. 10 NHL games. We do well with big cards. There's no need to reach. And N said, what did I say, Jimmy? My dog of the day, Memphis Grizz, and representing Rexdale. Hey, you kept me off of Atlanta, so I thank you for that. You kept me off Atlanta, so I thank you for that. All right. Daniel Sahagan liking the Clippers -3. We got Peter Lucas's play of the day right here. Ball State -5. Dylan Turner cashed on the alternate line with those Oilers. That was an 8-3 win. God, the Predators aren't to be trusted. I'm so thankful that I stayed off of them. And it wasn't the power play goals that did it. It wasn't the power play goals that did it. 8-3 loss. Pink Eye Genie says, Suns are done right now. They're questioning each other in the locker room. Would fade them the rest of the day. At some point, Booker and Ayton will be shut down. That's from our guy, Pink Eye Genie. Pink Eye Genie. Not only a great capper, but also taking the time to spread pink eye awareness. Respect. D. Summer says, what happens when we have a bad day? We smash the card today because we're not pussies. It's coming from D. Summers right now. Shooters shoot. Respect. Dan Kelly says, for a while at the start of the season, every money line bet in chat, I auto-tailed with the points. I did win 8 in a row. Surprised he didn't get on the Knicks +10. It was a mistake. Look, a lot of things go on when you're putting on a show by yourself. And I did not cap as clearly as I wanted to yesterday. And there's no doubt about that, Dan. I did cash every time you took a giant dog on the money line. I did cash on the points. I'm going to get after it. There's Brooke Jordan in the house. Thank you for joining us. There's Julian, Cesario, Noli, Nose. Jimmy Stain says, I'm sorry for the All Mavs team total, but I do like the Nets +9.5 today. There's an illness going around that Celtics dressing room. There is an illness. We're not sure who is going to be in the lineup. Clearly, Tatum is sick. We're going to find out more. Kevin Riley says, yesterday, Jimmy had it for you. NBA play today, Jazz -9.5 and Duke -12.5. That was great stuff. There's betting in heels. to inspire me. Dom Ricci, ready to get to work. Thank you for joining us. Viper MB says it was Tatum's birthday. He is just hung over. All right. Let's get to work. Mr. Ghost says Ottawa called up Gustafsson. Huge prospect finally getting his chance. Huge netminder. Smooth between the pipes. All right. Let's hammer this NHL card right now. Again, I have made no moves. There's sharp money. There is Spencer. Spencer saying Raps bounce back spot. And Paco Healy saying I am hung over too. Yes, I'm sweating out some booze as we speak. It feels pretty good. Dylan Turner says Bucks will cumin last 2 games. I think your Clippers might be a good bet, Jimmy. I put $300 on the Clippers at plus 350. I've been waiting, and I probably should have waited 6 more weeks to ensure that they were healthy. Yesterday at DraftKings, someone put $976,000 on the Clippers to win the Western Conference at plus 230. If they reach the NBA Finals, that's $2.244 million. So Lakers are plus 150 to win the conference. Clippers are at plus 230. I got 300 on the Clips at plus 350. All right, let's get after it. Mike saying Vegas Knights on the spread. They will smash New Jersey today. Mr. Goxer says, how about this warm weather? All right. Princess C says, LOL, did everyone go out last night? I'm hungover too. We got primetime DJS play of the day coming in right now. Raptors, Suns under 225. That's my big play. Tail it. It's getting steamed as we speak. And that's the reason why we stayed with this morning show. Dylan Turner said on a huge losing streak, and it ends today. That's a 5-game losing streak that the Raptors are on right now. I'm very excited about this NBA card. I've not made moves on this NHL card. And Walla Dose says, we were celebrating Jimmy's return. Of course, we all got drunk last night. Walla Dose. There's my guy, Patrick Toby in the house. Gerardo Hernandez ready to get to work. Mr. Gozer says, tough card in NHL today. Let's get after it right now. Get after it right now. All right. Habs, Islanders. We're going to start with the Canadiens, Islanders. Let's get to work. Let's work as a team. That's how we defeat the juice. All right. Money lines and totals in NHL right now. Habs, Islanders. Islanders opened up at minus 138. They're now at minus 136. So just a 2-cent move towards the Habs. This total was juiced heavily to the under. It still is that way. There actually is a 1-cent move to the over, but it's still under 5.5 at minus 116. Habs, Islanders. Let's go. Dom Ricci bet the over 5.5 in this spot. And there's the taint play of the day. Taint play of the day is in Michigan State -1. We have the taint play of the day in right now. Michigan State and Sweaty Butcher. Butcher's prime cut is also on that under in Toronto. Interesting. Sweaty Butcher. Butcher's prime cut. Going to copy and paste that right now. Get that in there right now. All right. Let's get after it. Liberty Finder says, ride the taint. Let's ride that taint. Let's get after it. This card right now. Let's go. Okay. Islanders, Habs. Carey Price, Semyon Varlamov is what we're expecting. Ron Crawford's plays are in. Spreadsheet plays, Leafs, Rangers, and Vegas. Dan Krug says, today is our rebound day, rolling with the taint. All right. Let me copy and paste all this so I can go over everybody's action. All right. Barry saying he's going to eat off that taint tonight, baby. Brooklyn Funk Project going on the under 247. Jesus, that number is crazy. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. All right. We got to attack. Enough talking about this giant card. Let's attack. And we're starting with this Habs Islanders spot right now. Islanders will play two more games here at Barclays. Sleepy Barclays. They don't want to be there at all. The Islanders will play all playoff games this season at the barn in Uniondale, but they still have to play a couple more games in this sleepy arena. Islanders coming off 4-0 loss to the Bruins on Sunday night at Nassau. They can't be trusted. They've lost 7 of their last 9. They've lost 3 straight, sure, against teams that are rolling right now. The Rangers, Blues, Bruins. Habs coming off 4-3 overtime win at home versus the Hurricanes on Saturday night. Canadians 3-1 third period lead. They almost gave it away. They're actually up 3-0 in that game. Forget 3-1 in the third period. There's my guy DJ Big Boss in the house. Rod Zawacki, aka Birdcage, ready to get to work. Predictions guy says, what up, Jimmy? Happy to see you doing your thing. Keep at it, bud. Thank you for joining us. Predictions guy. Rod Zawacki liking Ottawa moneyline first period. And Dom Ricci says next year, all games at Nassau. Yes, Dom, and I will be joining you for many of them. Islanders, Habs. I tell you what, I don't want the Islanders, but their brain trust will have them bounce back from a 4-0 loss against a good team like the Bruins. Sweaty Butcher says, thinking about that under 255. There's Michael Jenkins in the house. Jay Stone saying Vegas Knights are in a super sweet spot. Dylan Turner said, I'm curious to see if anyone wants to take the Penguins to break their losing streak today. All right. Habs Islanders is not how I want to get this card started. I'm not making a move at this point. There is Joe Anisi now says, Jimmy, let's meet up. If you're coming up for an Islanders game, you know it. There's Tim Montana ready to get to work. Let's go. Blues, Rangers. There's G-Sauce in the house. Don Rangers says we got Isles, Rangers, Mets, Yanks, all within 30-mile radius. And don't forget that beautiful racetrack right there as well. Okay, let's get to work. Blues, Rangers, Binnington, Georgiev is whom we are expecting. There's Billy Boxer. There's my guy Jay Money in the house. Jay Money makes me want to talk basketball right now, but we got to get through this NHL card. We must get through this NHL card. So let's get to work right now. Okay, Blues, Rangers, Binnington, Georgiev. Blues, Rangers, penalty killing. Blues at 79.2%, Rangers at 78.4%. Both power plays are dangerous. Both penalty killing is weak, sitting at a 6 right now. Blues have won 7 straight. That's their 3rd winning streak of at least 7 games so far this year. This is a team that's rolling on all cylinders. They've outscored their opponents 26-12 on this run. 4 one-goal wins in this streak. Another Central Division team that's playing playoff hockey. That is a dangerous division right now. We're seeing what Colorado's doing. We're seeing what St. Louis is doing as well. 4-3 home win over Dallas on Saturday night. They are a fresh group rolling into Madison Square Garden. Rangers were just swept by the Flyers in a home and home. Outscored 10-5. Did not look good in those 2 games. 5-2 loss Friday. 5-3 loss on Sunday. They had won 9 of 12. They were playing good hockey. They re-signed Chris Kreider. He goes out with a foot fracture. Zibanejad is an absolute monster right now. Panarin has 90 points. He's going to break 100. He's going to hit triple digits. He's on a 13-game point streak. Zibanejad has 10 goals in his last 11 games. You've got to think that the over could be in play right now. Predictions guy says, I'm loving the Predators Wild game over tonight. Got to think that this over could be in play right this very second. Should we make a move? All right, I'm going to put just a lean right now. I'm going to put a lean right now to that over 6. God, the Rangers are scoring. They're allowing a lot of goals. Georgiev looks tired. All right. Flipper 13 in the house that's just dropping in. Work is super busy this morning. Have a great day. Flip, thank you so much for joining us. Much love to you. Have a great day at work, my friend. Jeremy Green, respect. Don Reed says that was all the coach's fault on Rangers losing both. He should have realized they were due. Jordy needs rest and needed rest and play Hank both games. God, that over 6 is appealing. Okay, let's keep rolling. Predictions guy says, what about just St. Louis team total over? I just feel like in that spot, you're probably going to want both teams to help you on offense. Mr. Gogster says St. Louis power play on the road in February, 0%. Wow. Rangers, 37%. Mr. Gogster, that is a spectacular stat. Thank you for sharing that. Lamont Williams, 2-team parlays in. Spurs -3. Boston solo team total over 115. I'm going to copy and paste that right now. Let's get that copied and pasted right this very second. And let's keep rolling. Let's keep rolling right now. All right. Okay, so we've got one lean, no moves. My guy Barry McCackner making a little rock move. Dom Ricci on that first period under 1.5. I guess Dom Ricci being on the first period under. Mr. Gokster letting us know that Blues power play on the road is being pitiful. Mr. Gokster says that's why I'm here. Respect. And Spencer wondering about that over at 6.5. All right. I'm going to add a couple question marks. I don't think I'm going to pull the trigger on that Blues St. Louis. All right, let's move on to Ottawa, Pittsburgh right now. Kevin Riley says, Jimmy, my mother-in-law is in very bad health. Got to leave, write these plays down. Kevin Riley, you're part of the Low Bag fam, which means your mother-in-law is part of the Low Bag fam. So right now, everybody, let's put our energy into Kevin Riley's mother-in-law. I'm sorry to hear that, man. And one thing that will do is it will bring your family closer than they've ever been. And so the only way to reframe it is just, being there for each other. And that's what you guys are doing right now. So, Kevin Riley, much love to you and much love to your mother-in-law. All right. And let's get to work. Boston Nick in the house. Matt Randall is going for the Vegas Gun Award parlay. South Florida +4, Arkansas, Little Rock +3.5. The second guy on Arkansas, Little Rock, Iowa State +6.5, and Duquesne +5.5. Let's lock this in right now. Matt Randall going for the Vegas Gun Award for excellence in capping. Right as we speak right now. I'm going to copy and paste that and lock that shit in. All right. Okay. Dylan Turner here. Going to copy and paste that as well. All right. Plays are coming in fast and furious from the low baggers in the chat. I'm copying and pasting them. And Illwise play today in as well. The big guns are coming out. We got Taint. We got Illwise. Illwise making a move on Georgia Southern right now. Georgia Southern up in this. All right. Copy and paste that. All right. Still no moves by me thus far, although I do know what I'm going to do in a couple NBA spots. All right. Let's keep rolling along. Next up, Senators, Penguins. Senators, Penguins. So Penguins opened up at -282. They're now -299. I don't see a world where I'm going to want to get on that. What I do find interesting is that 6.5. Senators won 2 straight games, points in 5 of their past 8. They're playing good hockey. Their penalty killing at 76.9% is poor. But if you look at this Penguins power play, it is not rolling right now. And we got another dog of the day from my guy, N, representing Rexdale. Dog of the day, Charlotte Hornets. Charlotte Hornets playing good basketball. And the Bookie Bandit hit steal of the day yesterday, +8 Texas Tech. Play coming soon. I'm looking forward to it. Bookie Bandit. All right, copy that. And Don Reach says, see you next game. Absolutely. There's just no way. There's no way. And Matt Randall, 12 plays on the card. Big day for all of us. We need a bounce-back spot. Bad. Peter Luke is loving Youngstown State as well. Mr. Goger says, Pittsburgh power play at home 50% in February. 50% in February. We got Birdcage action right now from Rod Zawacki. Texas +6.5, Duquesne +5.5, Bowling Green +5 from our Rod Zawacki right now. I'm going to get that in. We got a lot of action coming in from our cappers in the chat, and yet I have still not made a move. Richard Lee liking Arkansas Little Rock team total over. A lot of Arkansas Little Rock action. Pittsburgh team total over is a look that Dom Ricci is thinking about. Joe Anisi making a move in baseball in that Tampa Bay Atlanta over 9, and Coy locking in Mississippi State +2. Mississippi State +2, and free picks, all sports, free sports picks. Liking the Lakers to storm in that first half. All right, we got a lot of action coming in, but none from me. All right, let's get after it, shall we? You know what? Need a little inspiration from Betting and Heels right now. Mr. Goxa says, I expect Pitt to shut the Senators down tonight. I agree with that. I think that 6.5 is appealing. Penguins not playing good hockey, and these Senators are. They're going to get Colin White back. He's missed the past 3 games, undisclosed injury. They're coming off a 5-2 win Thursday against Vancouver, 4-3 shootout win Saturday against Detroit. Pittsburgh scored 8 goals over this last 6 games. Does this game have 3-0 all over it? Crosby saying, I've got to step up. I put it on myself. Dealing with injuries, especially on defense. Dumoulin out, Marino out. There's Rich Kemp in the house. Respect, Rich Kemp. Thank you for joining us. God, that 6.5 looks appealing. There's my guy Roman in the house. Happy to see you back. Jimmy missed the show. Thank you for joining us. 420 Fuego says Oilers scored 5 goals in the third last night. Yeah, they were dominating. They were dominating. Is that under 6.5? How hard is that getting hit right now? Let's just take a look at this total. It's not going to hit that hard. It's very, very, very hard to get an under right now with these Senators. Rod Zwacky says Pens win 3-2. I think for me, the idea is that the Penguins are going to play extremely tight hockey. Dan Krug says that Zucker trade hasn't yielded more goals. All right. If Pittsburgh's going to play tighter defensively, which we know they're going to do, because that's how you stop a losing streak, is by conscious defensive hockey. So let's say right now we know that Pittsburgh is going to play tighter defensively. They've also scored 8 goals in their last 6 games, and they're hanging a 6.5. They're hanging a 6.5. All right, my first play on the board is coming in. I expect the Penguins to take care of business and completely shut down the Senators. If they're not scoring, then the 6.5 must be in play. I'm getting a minus 110 here at Pinnacle and 5 times. Under 6.5, minus 110. All right, I'm on the board. I'm on the board under 6.5, minus 110. We've had no change in my NHL record. We pushed that Detroit Red Wings first period, sitting at minus 3.42 units, which is unacceptable on the season. All right, now we get to the big boys, Boston Bruins, Tampa Bay Lightning right now. Vasilevsky, Tuukka Rask, Juan Juarez in the house. Thank you for joining us. Predictions guy says, Jimmy, quick NHL futures bet question right now. Would you rather have Stars to win the Central Division or Flames to win the Pacific Division? The Flames are not going to win the Pacific Division. They're not going to win the Pacific Division. So if I had that opportunity, I would prefer Stars to win the Central Division. I would prefer that. All right. Let's go. Mr. Gokes, they're talking about the injuries to these Senators. Their offensive players are hurt right now. Lanil Land says Boston wins the division for a big score. And there's Matt Randall coming with Tank Play today. We need Matt Randall to come up to Toronto and sit right beside me. Bruins, Lightning, let's talk about this spot right now. Tampa Bay, Boston. This total opened up at 6 and is moving to 5.5. Pinnacle's already moved it to 5.5. Bet Online has already moved it to 5.5. This will be playoff-type hockey. We expect the winner of this to play, of these two teams, to play in the conference final. We expect these guys to meet up. I mean, the Leafs can have something to say about that. What will they say? I do not know. Boston Nick says, Jimmy, any UFC content coming? You know, we're going to need live guests. There's no doubt about, we're going to need call-in cappers. So right now we're doing live guests because, you know, look, I'm producing this show on my own right now, but you're damn right. Boston Nick, we're going to need you. We're going to need you. There's Dave Berkey in the house, catered to you by Chef Jeff, ready to get to work. All right, let's talk Bruins Lightning right now. Bruins coming off an 11-3-0 February. They're coming off that 4-0 win at Nassau on Saturday night over the Islanders. Lightning coming off that 4-3 home win over the Flames, and they have no Steven Stamkos for 6 to 8 weeks. That makes them difficult. That makes them a tricky cap right now because Stamkos was playing very good hockey. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Boston, Tampa. Tampa opens up at minus 127. They're now at minus 117. A 10-cent move. A 10-cent move. Do you want? You know what? When teams like the Lightning lose Stamkos or lose their star, the other pieces step up. They step up, and they're at home. And I find this a very tricky spot. Mr. Ghost says Tampa Bay Lightning starting to slow down. Dave Burke says put down $100 on Oilers to win the Pacific Division plus 350 last night. Yeah, I was beating myself up, Dave, so much for not making a move. On the Vegas Knights when they were plus 350 to win the division. But watching the Oilers playing right now with McDavid healthy, I'm okay with not making that move. I still think they're going to take care of business. Dan Kelly says, I would like to take a drive to Toronto and be on the show, but if so, I need the Lowax to pop the chat out. I have a great face for radio. Dan Kelly, please, let's do this. Come up here. But you know that I'll be meeting you at Saratoga this summer. Brooklyn Funk Project says Boston defense is not good. God, it feels like this is a game where that 5.5 is appealing. It feels like a game where there could be goals. Lightning scoring 3.51 goals per game. Bruins scoring 3.30 goals per game. Both teams' power plays are very good. Both teams' penalty killing is very good. Yeah, Mr. Gokster, we got to make a run down to Saratoga this summer, and we have a big low bag party. That would be beautiful. I'm all over that. I think we should get planning that immediately. Bruins Lightning. I feel like this 5.5 is appealing. If it goes down to 5.5 across the board, I think this is a nice spot to go over it. These are two great power plays. There could easily be goals in this game. All right, I'm going to go against this market move right now. I'm going to take the over 5.5 at minus 116. Over 5.5 at minus 116. That's available at Pinnacle. Spencer, I am in Toronto. Let's do this, man. Gerald Jones says, I live 30 minutes from Saratoga. We're going to make that happen. We are going to make that happen. I promise you, Gerald Jones, we will meet you there. And Spencer, Rod Zwack says, Tampa wants nothing to do with the President's Cup, and last time Boston was in plus money, they win. Look, I don't, and Mr. Ghost are looking at the under 6. I think there's going to be goals in this game. I think the Lightning step up here. Not enough. I can understand what Rod Zwack is talking about. I can understand that he's liking these Bruins in this spot. Dylan Turner says, Jimmy, come do a show at my place in Amhertsburg. You know I will, man. You know I will. Dan Clay says, just walk in there on a beautiful summer day. You don't even need to bet. Yeah, it's spectacular. Gabriel Ortega in the house. Thank you for joining us, Gabriel Ortega. There's Michelle Matson joining us as well. I just made a move on the over 5.5 in Bruins Lightning. Bet365 still hanging a 6 right there, but a 5.5 available at Pinnacle and Bet Online. I've taken the over 5.5. All right, let's move on to Predators Wild. Saros Stalock is whom we are expecting. This Wild hockey team is a tricky cap, and the Predators have had their number. The Predators are coming off being embarrassed. Predators have beaten the Wild 7 straight games. 7 straight games. Predators have beaten up on this Wild team, outscored them 24-11. Wild 12-6-1 over the past 19 games. There's Flip in the house. Says Saratoga second best meet. Del Mar Summer meet number 1. Look, it's such a beautiful track over there as well. God, I would love to hit both of those. And Woodbine doesn't even start up until mid-April, April 19th, I believe. Wild 12-6-1 over the past 19 games. Look, they're playing good hockey. Predators on the second half of a back-to-back after an embarrassment. They lost 2 in a row following that 6-1-1 stretch. Rene looked god awful. Saros is playing good hockey. Let's see what we're dealing with. Nashville, Minnesota. Minnesota opening up at minus 121. They're now at minus 124. Money line and Hornets plus 4. Alex Ramirez in the house. The Spidey play of the day is in. Rod Zwacky says Nashville for me, money line today. They own the Wild. And they're coming off an embarrassing loss with Saros in net. I think you're right. I mean, I feel like this is a bounce back spot for them. Let's see what kind of plus line. One of the things about backing a road team, and we talk about it all the time, is that you need to be rewarded when you make a move on them. Let's see what we're dealing with this money line. Is it big enough for us to pull the trigger on Nashville? A plus 115, a plus 120 at Bovada. God, I think they bounce back here. Wild 18-11-5 at home. Predators have a really nice road record, 16-11-4, coming off an embarrassment. I bet you they come after them in the first period. And UC Saros playing good hockey. I bet you I have an expectation that the Predators have a good hockey game here, and UC Saros is their starting goalie moving forward. Dylan Turner says, damn, haven't the Wild been playing good? They have been, as we said. They're 12-6-1 over their past 19 games. George Wood says, look at Nashville lineup. Who are these guys? Richard Lee says, careful with Nashville. Their heads might not be in it. Unbelievable says, Nashville sounds good today. There's Charles Tapley in the house. Oh, Blumpkin Spice. Blumpkin Spice in the house. There's Guillermo Zertucci joining us. Thank you, guys. All right. Brad Hassan says Nashville steps up tonight for the city. Res Mob in the house. Oh, wow. Beautiful Prince of the City. Let's get that paper while you're up here. There's Lamont Williams. We've taken a look at his 2-team parlay. He's out of here. Thank you for joining us, Lamont. Let's quickly touch on what Lamont's action is here. 2-team parlay. Spurs -3 in Boston. Solo team total over 115 from our guy. Rod's Wax says Nashville heads will be in it today, and they win. You know what? They have to. They have to win this game. They have to bounce back after that debacle. They're gonna have UC Saros in net. It just feels like a good spot for them. Is it a better spot for them first period? George Wood saying Nashville won't make the playoffs. They just ain't good. They're Sportsman of the Year. My guy Lucky Lefty in the house. Thank you for joining us. Barry McCockner liking App State. Can't trust the Predators, says Jay Stone. That's a tough game last night to bounce back from. It's Saros. Saros is going to take care of them tonight. and I'm going to make a move, but I do also like them first period. Just see what I'm dealing with on the first period spot right now. Lucky Lefty, Sportsman of the Year here joining us. Thank you for joining us. Love you too, my guy. All right. If I want Nashville first period, it's a plus 106. That's where I think they come. All right. I'm going to take Predators first period. Predators first period at plus 106. Charles Tapley saying Stalock's been solid in net for the Wild. Matt Randall says tornado ripped through the city last night. Prayers to Nashville and all the people down there. Thank you for sharing that for everybody down in Nashville. Prayers to you guys. That's tough. That's tricky shit. And I'm sorry that you guys had to deal with it. All right. Spencer says if Ibaka or Fred comes back tonight, Raps spread is going to jump. It's great value now, especially first half -2. We're going to get into NBA very shortly. I'd like to get into that now, so let's break through these final games on the card. Sabres, Jets is the next look on this NHL card. Let's go to full game, money lines, and totals here, and let's talk about it. And TJ saying, yeah, it's ugly in Nashville right now. Don't like hearing that. There's Akira04 in the house. Akira, thank you for joining us. All right, let's get to work right now, right here on this Sabres Jets spot. Jets open up at -159. They're now -169 at Pinnacle. Pinnacle leading. Actually, Intertops is -170, which is the same as Bet365. Jets coming off 3-2 loss to the Edmonton Oilers on Saturday night. They were playing good. One of the reasons why I didn't want to back Edmonton in Nashville last night was how badly Winnipeg took it to them. They outshot them 41-22. The Jets are not getting bounces. 1-3-1 over their last 5 games. Sabres have gone 3-0 on the first 3 games of their 4-game road trip. Are they going to finish this road trip with the winner? Do they just want to get home? Have they given up on the season right now? I mean, is Hutton going to be in goal? 3.68 goals against average over 14 road games. There's Victor Olofsson questionable. So I was shocked to see the Jets beat up the Oilers 41-22 without Laine or Morrissey in the lineup. And because of that, I just can't back them. Don Regis said, just like the end of last year, Jim, with the Wild being tricky, there's no doubt about it. But I just think Nashville comes out blazing in the first period. All right, I'm staying off Winnipeg. I do not want to back them without Laine or Morrissey. They're day-to-day right now. I don't want to back them. Let's talk Ducks, Blackhawks. We're expecting Gibson versus Corey Crawford. Blackhawks coming off 5-2 victory at Tampa on Saturday, then a 3-2 shootout win on Saturday over Florida. They have no Andrew Shaw. They have no Zach Smith. They have no truculence. They have no toughness whatsoever. Ducks shut out for the 5th time this season, 3rd time in 9 games. These Ducks just aren't scoring. They're not scoring. This is an ugly hockey team. Getzlaf leading away with 40. That's all they have. Getzlaf with 40 points. Predictions guy says trash game. Anaheim, Chicago. Chicago opening up at -159, now -181. Ducks are playing ugly hockey. Blackhawks are stepping up right now. Nice wins. They had nice wins against Tampa and Florida. They probably take care of business right here. Mr. Goxa says Shawzy might not return anytime soon with this being his 3rd or 4th concussion of his career. Sportsman of the Year says it's my birthday today, fellas. Give me 1 or 2 picks. Lucky Lefty, Sportsman of the Year. Happy birthday, my guy, Lucky Lefty, up in this. Happy birthday. Let's see what we can give him. Charles Tapley says shouldn't be laying -181, though. You're right. But they're playing good hockey. Look at Gibson, 904 save percentage. Ducks have a 77.4 penalty killing. We always think of this Blackhawks team with Taves and Kane, Keith, that they should be able to run on the power play, and they don't. You just can't take the Blackhawks at -181, even though they are playing better, and they're going for it. God, I feel like it's just too juiced. -181. Let's just see what the puck line would be if you wanted to take the Blackhawks on a -1 situation here. If you wanted to. Blackhawks are making that last-ditch attempt to make the playoffs. If I wanted to take them, it's not bad. You're getting a +145 on the puck line. Mr. Goxer says line too high, and you are right. But I expect them to win this hockey game. All right, let's move on to Oilers Stars. Smith, Bishop. That's probably not going to be the goalie situation for these Oilers. Second half of back-to-back Oilers win 8-3 last night. Draisaitl 4 goals. McDavid a goal and 4 assists. The Stars are still angry about that 4-3 loss at Boston. Ben playing well, Seguin playing well, and Cashman play of the days in New York Rangers. Charles Tapley saying Koskinen is confirmed. Koskinen not looking good. Predictions guy says my suggestions are over in the Predators game, over in the Stars game, and favorite underdog of the night, Sharks money line. 8 goals last night and travel, says Dylan Turner. There's my guy, Shy Archie, in the house representing the great city of Chicago. And Ducks have value, says Jesse Daly. Look, I agree. I agree, but I do not want to back them under any circumstances. This is a Blackhawks or no bet. All right, we're almost done this NHL card. Let's see what we get on the Stars to beat up these Oilers after their big win. Money coming in on the Oilers, opening up at -187. The Pinnacle now a -170. Just feels like a good spot for the Stars. But what if the Oilers get hot right now? What if the Oilers get hot right now is the big question. My guy, and Leafs, Edmonton +1.5, Nashville +1.5, Rangers +1.5, Vegas, Pitt, New York, parlay, and Duquesne +5.5, and Texas +5 from our guy. I'm going to copy and paste his action right now. Copy and paste his action right now. All right. Okay, let's keep rolling here. I'm a little concerned about these Oilers. I'm concerned enough not to take the Stars here. Okay, I'm going to move on. I'm concerned enough about the Oilers. But Koskinen just looks shaky. And if Koskinen looks shaky and we know that the Oilers can score, then why don't we take that over 5.5? Are we getting a plus line on the over 5.5? Dan Kelly coming in with his action. Spurs first half. Wow. Says the way I played it by selling a couple points for full game for a half unit. And I will look to get on Charlotte +10 for a middle and play Charlotte second half a strategy this season. Successful strategy this season. There's my guy, Cody AV, representing Vancouver. Thank you for joining us, Cody. We're about to get into this NBA card right now. I'm going to copy this and fire this in. All right, Dan Kelly, interesting look. Interesting look there. God, if we know that Koskinen is vulnerable, we know that the Oilers are scoring right now, is that 5.5 something to hammer? There's Kevin Richmond in the house. Thank you for joining us, Kevin. All right. I think it is. It's very dodgy taking overs in any Dallas Stars game, but this has got to be the spot, doesn't it? Over 5.5 at +102 at Bet Online. Money coming in towards the under, a 5-cent move towards the under. I just think Koskinen is vulnerable and the Oilers are playing good, and I'm making a move. I'm going against the market. I'm going to make a move on the over 5.5 at +102 here. Over 5.5 at +102. All right, let's get after it right now. Jansen Bonson in the house. We got laptop ready to get to work. Tom Reach says, ugly team, ugly game. Let's move on to Devils Knights. We got 2 games left on this card. Devils Knights expecting Mackenzie Blackwood, even though Schneider is playing very good hockey. Is Blackwood still banged up? I wonder if you guys could let me know if Blackwood is still banged up right now. Schneider also trying to resurrect his career in pretty exciting fashion. Robin Lehner confirmed for these Knights, and Mackenzie Blackwood is good, says Mr. Gokster. All right. Lehner confirmed for these Vegas Knights. Their franchise record-tying 8-game winning streak was snapped Sunday at home in a 4-1 loss. A lot of these great cappers in our chat, like Flipper13, were on those LA Kings in a big road spot. Knights 10-3-1 since the start of February. They outshot the Kings 43-17. They outshot them 19-1 in the third period. New Jersey coming off 3-0 victory at Anaheim. Rodswack says Devils money line +250. Let's go. Devils money line +250. Let's go. This total opened up at 6. It's down to 5.5. Interesting that it's down to 5.5. You know, this is another market move that I'd be pretty comfortable going against. I'd be pretty comfortable. I know that the Devils are playing tight hockey right now, but Mr. Gorski saying Devils have been playing to the under. They certainly have, but you just feel like these Vegas Knights are going to get off the schneid. And do you trust Robin Lehner? Look how fast this has gone down to 5.5. God, I feel like it's a vulnerable total right now. Devils Knights and that 5.5. Lehner, do we trust him? And says Vegas wins. I mean, they're big favorites right now. I'm going to go against another market move. God, this is scary. Mr. Gogs says, Mac truck in net, Jim, beware. Look, I don't trust Lehner in Las Vegas. We talked a lot about the issues that he's had, and he went to AA and all this stuff, but now he's in Vegas. That's a tricky place to be. And Charles Tapley, our guy, says, expecting Khudobin likely for the Stars based on the fact that Bishop has been working with Jeffries for more than 30 minutes already, and Khudobin is not skating in the optional. Wow, thank you. I like it. Thank you. All right, I'm going to make a move here on the over. I'm going to go against another market move. Here. I know that the Devils have been playing very tight defensive hockey. Very, very, very tight defensive hockey. And Flipper says takes 1 year plus to acclimate here. All right, I'm going to make a move here. Plus over 5.5. I'm getting a minus 115. That's at Bet Online going up against another market move. This is a dangerous night. This is a dangerous night all of a sudden for me. And then we have Leafs, Sharks. We have Jack Campbell and Martin Jones. Leafs have won 11 straight against California teams. They've won 3 straight overall. They've held each of their past 3 opponents below 30 shots. They're playing good hockey, coming off 4-2 win at home over Vancouver. We were all over that spot. Shadow liking Vegas first period on the puck line, minus a half from Shadow. San Jose, Martin Jones playing nice right now. Shockingly playing nice. Leafs, Sharks, let's see what we're dealing with. This is a total that's up to 6.5, which is strange the way these teams are playing. And their goalies, too. I expect Campbell to have a nice spot here. Jay Stone says Devils' 5th game on the road. That's not easy. Okay, final game on the card here. Leafs, Sharks. Leafs open up at minus 154. They're minus 156 now. A 2-cent move towards them. Do we make a move? Dan Krug said, remember you said yesterday you were going to be selective, Jimmy, on your picks. I wanted to talk these plays out, and I'm not afraid about going up against these market moves. Dan, you're right. I want to be selective. Look, we have a big card here. I'm not reaching. I have lots of opportunities here. Viper MB saying Raptors my only play today. Leafs, Sharks staring us in the face at a 6.5. I just feel like the Sharks know exactly what to do against the Leafs, and that's play tight defensive hockey. And then that's what we're seeing the Leafs doing right now. God, that's a high total, 6.5. Another total that's getting juiced up to the over. See what we're dealing with here quickly. I don't trust the Sharks offense to continue scoring the way they are. Nilo says Leafs backup knows the Sharks too. I lean to the under. So do I lean to the under. And look, we're getting a nice juicy plus line at 6.5. How do I not take that? I tell you what, I do take that. I'm going to take under 6.5 at plus 107. That's available at Bet Online. Under 6.5 at plus 107. All right, NHL card in business, and a lot of totals being fired out by me today. Let's go over the action. I'm not taking the over 6 in St. Louis, New York Rangers. I'm off of that. Okay, I am on the Senators Penguins under 6.5 at minus 110. I'm on the Bruins Lightning over 5.5 at minus 116. I'm on the Predators first period at plus 106. Predators first period at plus 106. I'm on the Oilers Stars over 5.5 at plus 102. I'm on the Devils Knights over 5.5 at minus 115. And the Leafs Sharks under 6.5 at plus 107. All right. Let's get to work on this NBA card. 2 losses yesterday in NBA. And I stayed away from the Mavs and Bucks. Very disheartening. 103.92, hitting at a 52.3% clip. Average line minus 106, and I'm only up 4.22 units. 4.22 units with an ROI of plus 2.16. All right, we don't need spam in this chat. Laptop, we don't need spam in this chat. So you, my friend, are gone. Okay, let's get to work on this NBA card right now. I did make a move on the Hornets. Excuse me, the Hornets. Sorry, I did make a move on the Clippers, and I'm going to stick with that as an official play on the show here. That's my first future of the year. Clippers to win it all at plus 350. I just feel like they are the best team in the NBA, the best roster in the NBA. And Dan Kelly's right. Dan Kelly's absolutely right when he says that they have a very difficult route to the NBA Finals. They do. They have a team that can take care of it. There's Brooke Jordan, college looks in Oops Squad Cap. Also, Peter Lucas action. I'm going to copy and paste all of your action. There we go. Copy and paste it. All right. NBA card. Let's get after it right now. Work together on this NBA card. We've already had looks from a bunch of different cappers. And Ilwise saying Brooklyn moneyline plus 325. Yikes. Did Dan Kelly make a move on that? Parlay Brooklyn moneyline and Brooklyn Boston under 225 or under 222, minus 125. Total is dropping. Dan Kelly dropping dimes here. Gotta copy and paste that. Gotta copy and paste that right now. There we go. Copy and paste it. Carlos Perot says, yo, the Suns have packed it in. Dylan Turner said, Jimmy, I really like your NHL card, buddy. That makes me feel good. I'm nervous about the amount of action I have. And free picks, all sports, free sports picks, letting us know. Jason Tatum out. Kemba playing. All right, let's break down this NBA card. A lot of opportunities for us here. We are going to start with that Hornets spot. That Alex Ramirez is liking at +4. Spurs, Hornets right now. Spurs just 10-20 on the road. Pace last 5, 10th in the NBA. Hornets pace last 5, like it's been all year, slow. 29th in the NBA, just 96.80 possessions a game. Charlotte playing good basketball. They look good against the Bucks. They lost 93-85. They're the first team all year to hold the Bucks under 100 points. They're dealing with that Malik Monk suspension, but he wasn't doing much for that team. It's just a reserve guard. Charlotte's second game of a 4-game homestand. Spurs on the second half of back-to-back after a 116-111 home loss to the Pacers on Monday. San Antonio beginning a 3-game road trip. They have no Podol. They have no LaMarcus Aldridge. It's going to be all Lyles all the time. And look at that, J Money. Devontae Graham is out tonight. J Money giving us the goods in this spot. God, do you want to back these Hornets without Devontae Graham? Let's take a look at what we're dealing with here on this Spurs spot. Policy saying the Raptors game seems too easy. Makes me paranoid. Brooke Jordan says Spurs are trash on the road, period. Viper NB says pass game. Let's see what we're dealing with. Spreads and totals here right now. Sweaty Butcher saying teams in this spot tend to play better defense off a loss being rested. They can also expend more energy knowing that they are in for more rest after the game. J Money saying Spurs or nothing. Free Pick saying back to Spurs. Easy money. Ilwise saying J Money is money. This guy's for real. Follow his work. Respect to both of you guys. Matt Alden says last time they were without Graham, they only put up 80 points. 80 points. Dan Clay says wait till at least after the first quarter to take Charlotte. Over the last 4.5 seasons, Pop does very well in the second of a back-to-back early in the game. Wow, interesting. God, very, very, very interesting. Right, Cape saying the Spurs are tired. Bookie Bandit making a move on the over 220.5 in that Philly Lakers spot. Garrett Kerr says no Monk and Graham is a Spurs or nothing. Agreed. We've already seen what Dan Kelly is doing with this spot, wanting to in-play the Hornets, but he's taking the Spurs first half. That seems to make a ton of sense to me. To back the Spurs early here, even though that they're tired. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to just leave a Spurs first half as a lean right now, but I do understand what Dan Kelly's doing in this game, and it does make a ton of sense. All right. First half lean to the Spurs. Hank Moody in the house. Thank you for joining us, Hank. Nilo saying Spurs first quarter. It is interesting. Hector Rodriguez, that means Charlotte plus 10. So he is expecting the Spurs to be ahead. And he's expecting to in-play Charlotte at that big number. Cosbro says stay away on this. Other bets. Oops, Squad Cap says tailing that first half. J Money says Spurs should get it done in the first half. Brooke Jordan wanting to pass it. Dan Kelly says I'm on the Spurs full game at -6. They will have, and we'll have a virtual Spurs first half bet if I can get on Charlotte live. But Ski Profit in the house. Ski Profit coming to us live from Vegas right now. Says now or never for them. God, it does feel like it does feel right, doesn't it? It does feel right. We're talking about a Hornets team with soft big, so it's not like Lyles can be taking advantage of them. First half, Spurs -1.5, -109 at Pinnacle. All right, Tatum out. Tatum out, says Prince of the City. Tatum out. All right, I'm coming very close to making that Spurs first half move. All right, let's keep rolling through this NBA card and decide what moves we are going to make. Let's talk Nets Celtics. So we know that Kemba Walker will be in the lineup. He will be on a time restriction. 5 games. He's missed 5 straight games with left knee soreness. So Tatum is out. Tatum is out. Marcus Smart, questionable. Both teams sick. Nets have lost 5 of 6. Do we want to back him here? They've lost 4 straight games. They have no Garrett Temple. He helps defensively. Brooklyn came back from a big deficit to fight in that game Saturday night against the Heat, losing 116, 113. Oops, Squad Cap says Nets down to +8 already. And Princess is saying Aldridge out. Yeah, Aldridge and Podol are going to be out. Joe Anisi taking the Nets at +9. That does seem to make a lot of sense. And Paulie C says Smart will play. Roto World letting us know that Marcus Smart will be in the lineup. God, do we want to make a move on the Nets? All right, let's talk about this spot here. I'm on first half right now. Let me move to full game. Move to full game here in this game. Brooklyn opening up as 8.5-point dogs at Pinnacle. That's where they still stand. It's gone to 8 at 5 times, but Bookmaker's still hanging at 9. Same with Bovada, still hanging at 9. It does feel like that's the spot. There's Sanka in the house. Thank you for joining us, Sanka. Spencer says Celtics are one of the best teams against the spread, regardless of the lineup. Lean Celtics for sure. Astute Chaos like in that I believe he's talking about this Brooklyn spot under 221. Illwise leaning towards the Sixers +12.5. Dan Kelly says, Jimmy, there's a very strong trend on Nets money line tonight, but it's an obscure trend that you won't find in any common stats. God damn. Just love having you in this chat so much, man. It just seems like too many points. It just seems like too many points. Time and time again, we watch this Stevens-led squad step up when they're missing players, but Tatum is a spectacular player. Jay Money talking about Dan Kelly on those money line dogs. Again, Dan Kelly, New York Knicks money line last night. Extremely, extremely impressive. All right, it's time to make a move. It is time to make a move. All right, I'm making 2 moves. I am going to take the Spurs in the first half. Let's get that right now. Spurs first half. Getting a -1.5 at -109. Spurs first half -1.5 at -109. I am locking that in right now. And then Nets, I'm going to take the Nets. There's some 9s here on the board, and I will take the Nets plus all these points. I will take the Nets plus all these points here. And look at all this action from N. I got to copy and paste that. Dom Ricci locking in the first period under. Preds +110. New York over 5.5. New York Islanders over 5.5. That's from our guy, Don. Let me get all of this. Nice having Charles Tapley in the chat, too, my guy. Blumpkin Spice. Very, very, very sharp capper, Charles Tapley joining us. All right, going to copy and paste that. Paulie C saying Celtics at home are a different beast. Ski Prophet says, I don't know about the Nets on the road. Are the Nets just going to fall apart? Peter Lucas says, don't take the Nets. Don't do it. Rod Zawacki taking the Nets +9. I just feel like that's enough points for me. Peter Lucas saying, don't take the Nets. Don't do it. Jay Money says, I'll be on the Raps today for sure. Dominic says, the one thing the old man play was Nets +9. Nets +9. All right. Let's get to fucking work here. Let's make a move here. And that's down to 7.5 at bogey 34. Oh, Jesus. That just happened. 7.5s. Wow. Bet365 has moved that to 7.5. Bovada is still hanging this 9. Let's just make sure that wow. That line is moving fast. That line is moving fast. Joe Anisi says Dan Kelly is moving the market. Dylan Turner says don't take the 7.5. Peter Lucas says love the Spurs play, but don't force a bet on this Nets Celtics game. And Peter Lucas says how can you bet against the Celtics at home? I want no part. I want no part. Garrett Chris says Kemba going to come out hungry. He hasn't played since the All-Star game. Jay Money says Kemba first game back, he will be rusty. With Nasty Nate, Pride of Rhode Island in the house says Celtics smash. And Illwise says, I'm riding with Dan Kelly money line. Riding with Dan Kelly money line. Paulie C, Nets +3 first quarter. If anything, Kemba will be rusty for sure. Okay, I'm going to not reach right now. I do find that spot extremely interesting. I mean, Bet365 is down to 7.5. All the books are moving to 7.5. So I don't know if that 9 is a stale number or what at Bovada. So I'm not going to make a move on that 9. Not going to make a move on that 9. All right. Let's get to work right now here. All right. Let's get those fucking lips off the screen so I can focus. All right. Sammy B says Kemba is definitely going to be rusty. We've seen it all year with guys coming back off of injury. Dan Kelly says another way to play it is the Boston team total under. Oh, man. Let's get these lips off the screen. Okay, there we go. All right, let's go to work here. Okay. Timberwolves, Pelicans, no need to reach. No need to reach. Jason Trudy says, anyone else from Rhode Island in the house? Yeah, we got Nasty Nate. Nasty Nate, Rhode Island. J Money saying waiting on Van Fleet, but pretty sure they can get it done without him. Paulie C, also from Rhode Island. Respect to all the Rhode Island Cappers. Bill McHugh, no need to be sorry. Let's get after it right now. We're breaking down this NBA card, and I am making a move right now. Let's see if it's available. Here we go. I am making a move on a Brandon Ingram prop. Brandon Ingram prop. This is a very, very, very high total in this game. Let's see what we are dealing with. Going to spreads and totals here. Let's see what we are dealing with. Minnesota, New Orleans, opening up at 247.5. Wow. BetOnline's moved it to 248. New Orleans, 11.5 point favorites right now. And Brandon Ingram coming off that awful, awful, awful game. And I think that he bounces back. We know that there's going to be no JJ Redick. Let's go to this spot right now and see what kind of player prop I'm getting. Let's go over what he did last time out. He did not look good. 5 of 23 from the floor, 1 for 9 from 3. That will change. Brandon Ingram, 24.5 points at -120. I'm taking that right now. Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points. That's at -120. Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points. And Nilo giving us a shout out about Noli Knows unders, Sox, Yankees under 10, and Marlins under 9. That's from our guy Noli Knows. There's Yasuo in the house. Sportsman of the year. Boston team total under sounds real good, like a lock. Sorry, Yasuo, I cannot speak Vietnamese. I apologize for that, but I can't speak the capping language, and I'm on Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points. Sweaty Butcher says Celtics off a loss seeking revenge. That's 11-1 over under. Wow, interesting. Interesting. Zion is a young beast, says Brooke Jordan. There's no doubt about that. Let's see what we're dealing with on the threes here. Threes made from our guy Brandon Ingram coming off a 1 for 9 day. I'm getting a 2.5. It's got to hit 3 threes. Look, I'm not going to need him to hit 3 threes. I'm not going to need him to hit 3 threes. Ski Prophet says Pelicans 9-1 against the spread is a fave by -4 or higher, winning by an average of 13.7 points. That fan says rough night finish with Prairie View, but I believe Matt can get us on another streak. Any taint yet? Yes, the taint is in. The taint is in. Let me grab that for you right now. The taint. Here we go. Matt Randall. Oh, no, that's all. He's going for a bunch of action, but he's on Michigan State -1. That is the taint play of the day. Michigan State -1. All right, I'm on Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points at -120. Wolves coming off a 111-91 home loss to Dallas, and Dallas was playing without Luka in that game. Ended the streak of 24 straight games that Minnesota had scored over 100 points. Pelicans coming off that 122-114 home loss to the Lakers on Sunday. LeBron stepped up in a giant way. We'll get into that shortly. Lakers 51.5% from the field. Pelicans just not defending at all. Zion going 12 of 16. Everybody was falling apart in that game except for Zion. What a monster he is. All right, I'm on Brandon Ingram over 24.5 points. I believe that he eats this evening. That's going to be my only look on that game. Let's move on to Clippers Thunder. Look, I like the Clippers. I like the Clippers a lot. But I do not want to fade a team that's coming off their worst loss in franchise history, and that's what the Thunder are doing. Clippers open up at -3. They're now -3.5. There is a 4 at Bovada. This total opened up at 226. We see 227.5 on the board here. Princess said last game I had Kawhi over 2 threes at even money. It takes like 10 a game. If they offer it again, I will bury it. I respect that. A Ski Prophet saying Clippers or pass. You know that's what Kawhi does. And I expect Brandon Ingram to go over 2.5 threes. I do. I mean, he put up 9 last game. There's going to be a ton of opportunity for him. It's heavily juiced to the under, so does that make it more appealing, or I'm going to stay off of it. Free pick says Thunder will cover this spread. Clippers have won 4 straight since adding Marcus Morris and Reggie Jackson. What a team they have become. Astute Chaos says Clippers length will kill OKC. Ski Prophet Clippers or pass. The Thunder are expected to have Gallinari back in the lineup, and they're coming off that 133-86 blowout loss. Off this game. Let's talk Warriors, Nuggets, and see what we're dealing with here. Warriors, Nuggets, Golden State, Denver. Denver opening up as 15.5-point favorites, and we know what this Nuggets team does. They play down to the level of their competition over and over and over again. Coming off a 133-118 home win over the beaten-up Raptors. Raptors playing with so many injuries. Jokic goes for a triple-double. Millsap was not in the lineup. We don't expect him to be in the lineup tonight, but there's been no word if he's officially not in the lineup. Charles Tapley on the under in this Nuggets Warriors spot. Warriors have lost 24 their last 28. They're coming off a 124-110 loss at home against the Wizards on Sunday night. We thought maybe that was Steph Curry's spot to be back in the lineup. It was not. Ski Prophet leaning Warriors, too many points. I agree with that. But can we back this horrifying basketball team here? Coming off an ugly loss to the Wizards. There's Felipe Fernandez in the house. Peter Lucas agreeing that that's too many points. How often do we see the Nuggets play down to the level of their competition? We just see it over and over and over again. And now we're getting offered 15.5 points to back the Golden State Warriors. 15.5. See what we're getting first quarter for the Golden State Warriors. Look at that. First quarter, you're going to give me 5.5 points on the first quarter? Plus 5.5? How do you not? Paulie C says easiest pass on the board. Brooke Jordan says, damn, chicken nuggets should steamroll here. 5.5 points? That's just too many. It's just too many points. 5.5? All right, I'm leaning towards a first quarter play, but I'm not going to pull the trigger right now. I'm just going to leave that as a lean. All right, let's talk Raptors, Suns. Paulie C said Nuggets are notoriously slow starters. That 5.5 is just screaming at me, Paulie. It's screaming at me, Paulie. But I'm afraid to make a move right now. Screaming at me. Should I pull the trigger? Okay. Let's keep rolling along right now. Going to copy and paste couple things here. Raptors have lost 3 straight. They're beat up. So Gasol hamstring, Van Fleet shoulder, Ibaka knee. OG Anunoby playing great basketball, but it's not enough. Siakam had a terrible game, 6 for 21, 4 turnovers. He steps up against the Suns. He steps up after bad games. The Raptors have beaten the Suns 5 times in a row. We were all over them on February 21st. That was the last Friday show I had back in the Dog and Bear, that great bar that I got to hang out in over and over again. And Suns wraps under, says Ski Prophet. Joe Anisi says, my book line +6. J Money says, ride with me on the Dinos. Let's see what we're dealing with here. Going to full game spreads and totals. We heard Pink Eye Genie saying that there was something wrong with these Suns. There's something going wrong in the locker room. Toronto opening up at -4. It's 5 at Bovada, 4.5 at Lauderbooks, 4 at Bet Online. Ski Prophet and J Money really interested in this under, especially with Van Fleet out. It's opened up at 224. It's now 225 and a half. Nice. Rhode Island, New England meetup. Oh, that's probably a bot. That is a bot. Okay. So, all right. We have a bot coming in. Okay. All right. Sorry, a lot of banning people right now. Sportsman of the Year, Lucky Lefty says, Jimmy, I just think Millsap would look great over there in Houston Rockets with that small ball they're doing right now. He could be their center. I agree. Jay Money, I'm so thankful to have you in the chat, man. Respect to everything you're doing on your giant show. Revenge Game J, star of Jammin' with Jay Money in the chat right now. Thank you for joining us. Brooke Jordan liking the reps. Okay, I'll make two moves here. I'll take the Raptors at -4. I'll make that move. I'll take the Raptors at -4 at -108. All right, let's do that. -108. All right, there's Noli Knows in the house, but I'm also going to take the Siakam prop. Let's see what I'm getting offered right now on the Siakam prop. I just love the way he steps up after shit games, and he's coming off a real bad one. Let's see what we're getting with a Siakam player prop right now. 22.5 points for Pascal Siakam. I'm going over it. Over 22.5 points for Pascal Siakam. Book it, lock it, watch him bounce back. AM in the house, thank you for joining us. Jay Money says, Raps, get right today. And Peter Lucas says, been making money on the Raps all year. Can't not play them against the Suns. And I am going to make a move on the – God, I got a lot of action there. I knew I was going to have a lot of action. Let's not be scared. Let's move forward with this. I'm going to take the Warriors first quarter at +5.5. Nice, Joey, that you can get that. Nice seeing that you can get that 6. I would take that 6 fast. Paulie C says Siakam is going to eat. Hammer that, Jimmy. I agree, Paulie C. We just love watching Siakam bounce back. There's Nate Dogg in the house. Prince of the City, much love to you. Looking forward for you to head up to our great city up here in Toronto. All right. Let's go. Sharp Money in the house says, love the energy, Jimmy. Sharp Money, let's get that paper. And Flipper13 endorsing Noli Noses unders. Endorsing Noli Noses unders. Man, these bots are coming fast and furious on us. All right. Let's see if we can get rid of these bots, man. All right. Lanil Land says, who's getting 10 rebounds tonight? Oklahoma rebounds is a play. All right. I'm making a move on the Warriors first quarter at +5.5. Let's see what I am dealing with. Here, Warriors first quarter +5.5 at -110. That's available at Intertops. That's also available at Bookmaker. +5.5 at -110. Warriors first quarter. It's SBR bots, Jimmy. Okay. Let's stay focused here. Rolling through this NBA card, and that takes us to the Sixers-Lakers. Sixers-Lakers. Let's see what we're dealing with. Philadelphia, Los Angeles. This is a beat up Sixers team right now. Do we want to make a move on them? Beat up. Do we want to make a move on the over? We got Shake Milton putting up big numbers. Very, very, very beat up. Joel Embiid shoulder injury. No Josh Richardson. No Simmons. And now we have the Shake Milton show. And Julian Cesaro says, Jammin' with J Money on at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Yes, Jammin' with J Money on in 45 minutes. I love having him here in the chat. Sweaty Butcher, Toronto Phoenix under 225.5. Home teams off a home loss with at least 2 days rest and 2 days till next game are 7-31 to the under, 2-9 to the under this season. Wow. Those are great stats. Respect to the Sweaty Butcher in the house. Astute says, trap game to me. Philadelphia, L.A. Sweaty Butcher says, I have a lean to the under in this Lakers game. Dan Kelly says, I looked at the Philadelphia Lakers game last night. It didn't find any. Free pick says Lakers win by 20. Pauly C, Philly +5 first quarter. 76ers have enough streaky shooters to keep it close early. I see the Lakers sleepwalking out of the gate. The Lakers sleepwalking out of the gate. First game of a 6-game homestand for the Lakers. They're 5.5 games up on the Clippers. They've won 8 of their past 9, coming off that 122-114 win Sunday over the Pelicans in New Orleans. LeBron James stepped up in a massive way, as he does every time. Every time AD is out of the lineup, we just see him step up. Mr. 508er says, J Money sent me your way bag. Man, thankful to have you, Mr. 508er, and very thankful to run with our guy, J Money. Catch his show, 43 minutes for jamming with J Money popping off at Sports Brew Review. Respect, Jay, and thank you. And thank you for joining us, Mr. 508er. All right, we have this beat-up Sixers team. We have the Lakers on the first game of a 6-game homestand. Do they come out sloppy? That is the question. Do they come out sloppy? I'm already on a plus 5.5 with the Warriors first quarter. Do I want to take the Sixers first quarter? I don't think I do. I mean, when I expect the Warriors to play well in Denver, could Shake, after a 39-point game, be nervous or LA's a tricky spot to play. Sportsman of the Year, happy birthday. On my way down to Dover Downs Casino right now to have me a few drinks, play me a few bets, and relax my birthday. Respect. Sportsman of the Year, happy birthday. I hope it's the beginning of a spectacular year for you, my man. You deserve it. Felipe Fernandez says, don't put money on trash teams. I don't care, man. Ron Fix says, Lakers roll, 76ers are trash on the road, and too many injuries. I am not making a move on this Sixers-Lakers spot. That leaves us to 1 game on this card, and then I will tail the taint play today, Michigan State. So let's take a look at this last spot on the card, Wizards-Kings. Man, the Kings with De'Aaron Fox in the lineup are playing very, very well right now. I'm a big De'Aaron Fox fan, and he let me down all year. I know he started the year injured, and he was it's tough to start a year banged up, but he is rolling. He scored 20 or more points in each of his last 5 games. In all 5 of those games, the Sacramento Kings have won, but this Wizards team is consistently undervalued. This Wizards team consistently comes out firing. And Pauly C saying Milton playing at Staples again is going to feel good again. I feel you, Pauly C. Alex Ramirez on Hortons +4. Eskimo in the house has just woke up. Thank you for joining us. Yes, the taint play today is Michigan State. Shady McQueen says Shake will not score like he did the other day. Book it. Wizards beat up the Warriors 124-110 in San Francisco on Sunday. Beal is going off 34 points. Man, 25 or more for the 18th straight game that breaks Bellamy's franchise record from 58 years ago. Kobe Bryant, James Harden have both done this 25 or more streak. So Beal has some superstars to fight to try to get with. Kings beat the Pistons 106-100 on Sunday. I just didn't feel like I could make a move. On Sacramento. I came close to it, but these Wizards, they just battle. I have a feeling that this goes down to a last second spot. It's that tricky number of 5. This total opened up at 232. It is now at 233 and a half. This is a spot, a section of the schedule that we thought Sacramento could make a run into the playoffs with. They're playing at home. 7 of their next 8 games at home. Brooke Jordan, thank you so much for joining us and putting in the love. It means so much. Alex Ramirez trying to get the bots to stop spamming. Look, we've got him. We got rid of him. Okay, I'm staying off Wizards Kings. I feel like this is a sharp line, and I'm going to stay off of it. So let's go over the NBA action and see if we're going to be adding anything else. I'm on the Spurs first half, -1.5 at -109. Let's see what Dan Keller says. Both teams on 3-game losing streaks past 4 seasons. That's Toronto Phoenix. Home team laying 1 or getting points is 2-12 against the spread with big differentials to the road team. Wow. Dan Kelly. Love those stats. Sammy B saying Washington +5, too many points for the Wiz. Look, the Wiz grind. I can understand why you're making a move there. I can certainly understand that. All right. More bots. Okay. I'm on the Spurs first half, -1.5 at -109. I was too late. Just too late on this net spot. Bovada now, all books are at 7.5. I'm going to stay off that game. I'm on Brandon Ingram to score over 24.5 points at -120. Brandon Ingram to score over 24 and sorry, that was 24 and a half. Let me double check that. Over 24 and a half points at minus 120. I am on the Warriors first quarter plus 5.5 at minus 110. I'm on the Raptors minus 4 at minus 108. I'm on the Pascal Siakam prop over 22 and a half points at minus 120. And that, my friends, is our NBA card right there. As Duke says, bookmaker going up to Nets plus 7. Alex Ramirez, thank you for the love, and thank you for being such a big part of the show. There's Charles Tapley says, I'm out, Jimmy. I have to go do some work before I get fired. Charles Tapley, thank you so much for joining us. There he is, Blumpkin Spice in the house. Pumpkin Spice in the house. I'm going to go over everybody's plays of the day, but first, let's take a good look at our Matt Randall, Michigan State minus 1 and now minus 1.5. That is the taint play of the day going into Penn State, 20th ranked Penn State. This total opened up at 142.5. It's shot up to 144.5 at Pinnacle. 145 is at Bookmaker, leading the way to the over there. Michigan State minus 1.5 at minus 105. That's available at Heritage. And I will run. Alice M says, can you block the bots, Jimmy? I'm doing my best. Alice M. I'm doing my best. Al Hart says, what's your NHL, Jimmy? I miss him. I will give you my NHL right now. I'm on a lot of totals, and it makes me very nervous. $1 parlay from our guy from representing Rexdale. We got N in the house. All right. I'm going to make a move here. Oh, I've already done that. Oh, no, this is another one. Okay, sorry. I have your other dollar parlay. That pays out 172. Okay. I'm going to make a move on the taint play of the day. I'm getting it at minus 1.5. Michigan State minus 1.5 at minus 105. All right. Let's review our action. We have a giant day of action, a giant day, 10 NHL games, 8 NBA games. Join us here live for the late show, 5:30 p.m. when we break down the college basketball card. And I hope to be sitting beside the spectacular Maxwell Smart. There's Damon Santori in the house. DJ Big Boss has got to be doing something right to get the bots. Thank you, DJ Big Boss. Sammy B, great job in the poker game last night. Respect. Okay, let's go. Dom Ricci is on the New York Rangers first period under 1.5 at plus 115. He's on the Preds plus 110 and the New York Islanders over 5.5 at even money. Bookie Bandit says the steal of the day is the over 220.5 from the Lakers Sixers game. The steal of the day at 220.5. Oh, that's an interesting look. Dan Kelly says, make sure you post your action on Twitter. I will, Dan. Don't worry. I will. Cashman says, Jimmy, have a look at my parlay. It pays good. Let's take a look at it, Cashman. Where is it? Cashman, can you hit me with it again? With all the bots I've been blocking, I missed it, Cashman. Do you mind hitting me with that again? Thank you. All right. Dan Kelly has a bunch of different looks, very interesting looks on this card. One of them is parlaying Brooklyn moneyline plus 325 with Brooklyn Boston under 222 at minus 125 and says that total is dropping. That's one of Dan Kelly's looks. Peter Lucas, Raptors minus 2 first half, full game minus 4.5. Brooke Jordan making a move on Richmond minus 5.5, North Florida minus 8, Raptors minus 4.5, and Texas plus 7. Oops, squad cap is on Raptors minus 4.5 and the Nets plus 9.5. Great job. Dan Kelly says, I'll have more later. Got to go. Much love to you, Dan Kelly, and thank you for joining us. Dan Kelly is making a move on the Spurs first half. He's going to play it, but he's going to sell a couple points for a half unit. He wants to get on Charlotte plus 10 for a middle and play Charlotte second half, a successful strategy this season. Il Wise says, thanks for putting so many people on. Appreciate you giving me a voice and showing off my work. I'm humbled. Il Wise, you are a huge part of the low bag team, my man. Thank you for all your hard work and sharing your hard work with us. All right, Alex Ramirez, Spidey plays of the day, 2-team parlay, Penguins money line and Stars money line. That is the Alex Ramirez Spidey play. He's also on the Hornets plus 4. Coy is more locked in Mississippi State plus 2. So this game will go down to the wire. Rod is Zawacki, college basketball, Texas plus 6.5, Duquesne plus 5.5, Bowling Green plus 5. He's 8-2 in his last 10. That's Rod Zawacki. Bookie Bandit, steal of the day yesterday was plus 8. Yeah, and I didn't jump on it. My bad. Peter Lucas is tailing the Georgia Southern look. That's Illwise's play of the day. Illwise giving us Georgia Southern -7.5 and says, hope you're wise enough to tail. And Cashman, Kentucky, Kent State, New York Rangers, Akron at +437. Ooh, Cashman, I will copy and paste that right now. Respect. Mr. Gokster, thank you so much for being a part of this show. We got Ben Sports 27 bringing his action as well. Let me get that. That's right under the taint play of the day. And Ben Sports Picks 24/7 is going against that market move. Very interesting. Under 144.5 from Ben Sports Pick 24/7. All right, let's take a look at some of the other looks from our cappers. Ends play a dog of the day. He's liking these Hornets here. Dylan Turner, Leafs, Penguins, Stars, parlay. And Edmonton parlay. Wow. Says scores 8 goals last night and on a back-to-back. Matt Randall going for the Vegas Gun Award parlay. South Florida +4, Arkansas Little Rock +3.5, Iowa State +6.5, and Duquesne +5.5. Al Horde, I will get to them, I promise you. Lamont Williams is 2-team parlay. Spurs -3 and Boston solo team total over 115. Brooklyn Funk Project is on that Minnesota New Orleans under 247. Ron Crawford spreadsheet plays Toronto, Rangers, and Vegas. The taint play today, Michigan State -1. Sweaty Butcher. Butcher's prime cut is that Toronto Phoenix under 225.5. Sweaty Butcher on it under 225.5. Peter Lucas, play of the day, Ball State -5. Mark Unka for play of the day. Stephen F. Austin -1.5. Ski Profit, thank you so much for joining us. All right, here we go. This is my NHL card. My NHL card right now. I'm on the under 6.5 in Senators Penguins. I'm going against a lot of market moves. I'm on the over 5.5 in Bruins Lightning. I'm on the Predators first period at +106. I am on the over 5.5 in Oilers Stars at +102. I'm on the over 5.5 in New Jersey Vegas at -115, and I'm on the under 6.5 in Toronto San Jose at +107. And in NBA, I'm on the Spurs first half -1.5 and -109. I am on the Brandon Ingram to score over 24.5 points at -120. I'm on the Warriors first quarter +5.5 at -110. I'm on the Raptors -4 at -108. Siakam player prop over 22.5 points at -120. And that, my friends, is our action. Thank you guys so much for supporting Betting with the Bag. I have no show without these great cappers in the chat. And catered to you by Chef Jeff. We got Spencer, Illwise, DJ Big Boss, Eskimo, Walla Dose, Alex Ramirez, star of the Spidey play today. We got Billy Hills, says, will a prepaid card work offshore? I have not tried that. I don't know if it will. Billy Hills. I wonder if any of you guys can help Billy Hills in the chat right now. I've not tried that. Ski Profit, Al Hard, Nilo in the house, Brooke Jordan, Dave Burke. What a great group. Walla Dose, DJ Big Boss, Cashman, Peter Lucas, Mr. Gokster, Zach Jones in the house. Zach, thank you so much for joining us, man. So sweet to see you. Zach Jones joining us in the chat. Jeremy Green, Lanil Len, Felipe Fernandez, 420 Fuego, Al Hard, Hector Rodriguez. All you guys, we have nothing without you. Thank you for supporting this show. Join us live 5:30 p.m. We're going to look at the market moves in NHL and NBA and cap this NCAA basketball card. Let's get that cash. Leche, Los bookmakers.